from home after second-round exits. Sixers lost in 7 games to the Hawks, while the Nets were beaten by the Bucks in 7. Stack Steven Jackson is back. But Sale, who is the bigger disappointment, the Sixers or the Nets?
Oh, you could have just stopped with the first word, Sixers. We know what it is. If Brooklyn was healthy, like Stack said earlier, don't even be in this conversation. Get out of here. And fear the deer is corny. I just want everybody to know that. Like, that ain't what. Look, it rhymes, and that's it. Like, y'all shouldn't be saying that.
See, you ain't seen no deers. That's how I know you grew up in Cali.
First of all,
in Texas, you better fear them deers.
I played 4 years in Buffalo. Those things are tear Toyota up, but not all Toyota. But still, ain't nobody trying to hear that. Suns in 4? Now, even as a Clipper fan, I don't want to see nobody saying Suns in 4 because them suckers want to fight. Here's the thing. This ain't their first year together if you talk about the Sixers. Be real. This is the first year together for real, as formed, trio, super team, whatever you want to call it, for the Brooklyn Nets. And they can run it back. Are you going to run it back in Philly? Answer that question. Ben Simmons, you coming back? Or are you going to meet the challenge? Or are you going to be packing your bags? We don't know that answer yet. How many times I've seen Embiid crying in a tunnel? How many times I've seen Embiid say, pausing at his press conference, oh, we let him down. And look, how many times I've been there before? Well, Brooklyn, injuries, that's the only thing I'm going to say. And for Joe Harris. That's all I got an issue with Brooklyn. Stay healthy, fix for Joe Harris, and then you guys won't even be in this conversation going forward.
I've been waiting on this one, Stack. I've been waiting on this one. The bigger disappointment is by far the Nets. Why? Because disappointment is codependent on expectation. You cannot have disappointment without expectation. What was the expectation for the Nets? I could tell you, but I'd rather have Marcellus tell you. Shall we?
From day one, when they put this big three together, I said, it's a wrap in the East. There's no team in the East that even puts up a fight. Brooklyn's out, the East. I told you that from day one, but I'm going to say it still. These Brooklyn Nets are coming out the East on fire. Whoever comes from the West, beware, because there's going to be danger in front of you.
The expectation for the Nets was that Brooklyn coming out the East. I already told you, but Brooklyn coming out the East. Brooklyn coming out the East. That was the expectation for the Nets. I would toss the sound about the expectation for the Sixers, but there was none. And because there was no expectation, there can be no disappointment in this life. If there's expectations, there's disappointment. If there's no expectations, there is no disappointment. If you got the house all nice and clean, Marcellus, and Anne-Marie get home and you expect to get some sugar, as your old school cats say, then you're going to be disappointed when she walks in and just says, oh, thank you for cleaning, babe. But if you ain't got no expectation, big dog, there will not be a disappointment. The Nets are by far the biggest disappointment.
Hell no.
The only time we seen the big three with the Nets on the court against Milwaukee at the same time, what happened?
Ooh.
I don't know. I don't remember. It's too long ago.
Yeah, right.
You remember.
It was a blowout. Philadelphia by far, man. And we know that the Nets would have been a different team if they were healthy. We all know that, man. But Philadelphia, hey, we've been hearing this trust the process crap for the longest. I'm tired of hearing it. I don't want no team or no organization in any sport should take that on a more trust the process. I don't want to hear it. They are the biggest disappointment because for the simple fact that they finished number 1 in the East, home court advantage, everybody's healthy, great coach in Doc Rivers, and you still don't reach the goal, which is the NBA Finals. So they're by far the biggest disappointment, man. And it's clear, even with Embiid out there on one leg, they had everybody. They had everything they needed to beat the Atlanta Hawks. They should have beat the Atlanta Hawks. They were the better team. But for them not to be playing right now with all they have, with the high expectations they had, it's by far Philadelphia, not even close.
Stack, big dog. You got what? Blake Griffin, a 7-time All-Star. Kevin Durant, like a 10-time All-Star. James Harden, like a 9-time All-Star. Kyrie Irving, like a 7-time All-Star. You got all them stars, big dog. You got whole galaxy of stars.
Harris.
And they ain't do nothing, Stack.
Becca Okafor Harris as well.
Now, look, here my problem with your logic here, Stack, is this. You knew who the Nets were, big dog. You knew all year they've been injury prone. You knew all year KD don't even play that many games. You knew all year Kyrie missed games. So you can't act like it's not in their DNA for them to miss games come playoff time. Stack, if I had more fluid hips, I'd still be in the league. But it's not a part of my genetic makeup, so I ain't in the league no more. The Nets, you can't try to make them somebody who they are not. They are an injury-prone team, or at least a team that is prone to miss games with their stars. So you got to factor that into the equation when you bet on the Nets. We all made our expectations of the Nets based upon what we knew about the Nets. KD a superstar, Kyrie a superstar, Harden a superstar. But we also knew this. Kyrie can be very mentally aloof at times. Kevin Durant is incredibly sensitive and can get injured at times. And James Harden has struggled with hamstring injuries all season long. So I factored that in when I made my expectation for the Nets. The Sixers, we knew who they were, big dog. Didn't nobody think the Sixers were going to the finals? Nobody was saying the Sixers are for sure going to win the chip. You didn't, Sal. I didn't. Rick Bucher didn't. But we all said the Nets are going to be there. The Nets are going to be there. The Nets going to win. And look at them in Cabo and Cancun right now. Disgusting.
Yeah, all I know, like I said, when they was all on that court together, they blew Milwaukee out. And you can't really say that because injuries is a part of the season. I get that. But if they all together, it's no way they wouldn't even be in this conversation. They'll still be playing. If Kyrie wasn't hurt, if James wasn't on one leg, and you can't say KD is sensitive. How about you say this? How about he's controlling his own narrative? How about he's not marching to the beat of the drum like everybody else? Maybe we can say that. But at the same time, we all know, and you know this too, Ocho, if they were all healthy, it wouldn't even be close, man. Stop it.
But we can't be talking about if, Stat. If Kawhi was still healthy, who knows?
I get it.
If AD was still healthy, who knows? Like, if they were all healthy, they wouldn't be the Brooklyn Nets. If Kyrie was healthy, he wouldn't be Kyrie Irving. If Kyrie was healthy, he would be a different dude right now. If Kyrie was healthy, LeBron James would have 2 chips because he would have won in 15. Kyrie is injury prone.
He got hurt by unnecessary blockout by your guy when the ball was already in the hoop. Let's go back and roll that footage back.
Yeah.
Drew Holiday jumped out the way. Your extra hard playing friend went boxed out for no reason and he landed on his foot. Let's not go back to that footage.
Thank you, Stacks. I'm glad you corrected him on many of fronts. KD ain't sensitive.
He's not.
Dude's like, hey, you shoot, I shoot. That's how the game goes. I ain't too big for all this. People love you. Isn't it funny every time somebody comes up to you? This is one of those backhanded compliments. I saw you posted something about this, Stack, where people were like, oh, how your little business doing? I love that. It was a good meme of all this. Here's one to add to that list. When people come up to you, you're like, oh, you're so down to earth. Where the hell else am I supposed to be down to? I don't live on no other planet. So when you shoot at KD, he's going to remind you, he down to earth. He coming right back at your butt. I love that. Acho, won't you respect what happened? I love you, but damn, context matters. If I told you right now, Acho, with your tight hips, let's race. And then you got all warmed up and all them muscles start coming out in that taco meat. I seen you on vacation before. You going to look the part, and then I'm going to say, you forget who I am. And his first step is still lightning. Anyway, you pull your hammy, warming up. Taco meat all spilling. You look at a mess, right? I'm not going to race you no more because I want you at your best. That's the Brooklyn Nets, man. They were just forced to go out there and race with the taco meat spilling and the hammy sore. Anyway, we're talking about the Sixers, who lost 3 games at home. Golly. We talk about Doc Rivers, who has an NBA record 11 playoff series blown after leading. That ain't disappointing. Golly. Embiid and Steph Curry played better in the postseason in this series than they did in the regular season. Oh, I forgot. They were the number 1 seed. And y'all acting like y'all ain't disappointed. Golly. They tried to reshuffle the deck so many ways and play so many different games. They went from blackjack to Uno to spades. Look, they don't try Elton Brand up there now. Daryl Morey in the building, Mr. China. Doc Rivers, they tried everything they could and still trust the process. I ain't trusting Jack. It's a wrap on that situation because it's too disappointing. If you got anything to retort, speak now, Acho, or forever hold yourself.